Hello, friends, and welcome back to Webronaq. Today, we're going to look at a really interesting C program, one that checks whether a number is prime or not. Now, if you're wondering what a prime number is, don't worry, I'll explain that in a moment. And we're going to use a loop to solve this, so it's a great way to see loops in action on a real problem. Let me walk you through the code line by line. All right, starting from the top. On line 1, we have include statio.h. As always, this line brings in the standard input and output tools, so we can print messages and read what the user types. Line 3 is our main function, which is where every C program starts running. Now, on line 4, we're declaring three variables, n, I, and is prime. The variable n will hold the number entered by the user. I is going to be our loop counter, and is prime is a little different. It's what we call a flag variable. We've set it to 1, which basically means yes, it's prime for now. Think of it as giving the number the benefit of the doubt. We'll assume it's prime until we find a reason to say otherwise. On lines 6 and 7, we're just asking the user to enter a number and then reading that number into n. Pretty standard stuff by now. Now here's where the real logic begins. Before we even check anything else, we need to understand what a prime number actually is. A prime number is a number greater than 1 that can only be divided evenly by 1 and by itself. So 2, 3, 5, 7, 11, these are all prime numbers. But numbers like 4, 6, 8, 9, those are not prime because they can be divided by other numbers too. So on line 9, we have our first check, if n less than or equal to 1. This means if the number is 1 or less, it's automatically not prime. Why? Because prime numbers have to be greater than 1. So in that case, we set is prime to 0, which means no, it's not prime. Simple. But if the number is greater than 1, we move to the else block on line 11, and this is where the loop comes in. Now, pay close attention here, because this for loop on line 12 has a clever little trick in it. The loop says start I at 2 and keep going as long as I is less than or equal to n divided by 2. You might be wondering, why n divided by 2? Why not go all the way up to n? Well, here's the logic. No number can have a divisor that's larger than half of itself, except for the number itself. So checking up to half the number is enough. It saves time and makes the program faster. Pretty smart, right? Then inside the loop on line 13, we have the condition if n%i equals 0. Now, that percent sign is the modulo operator. It gives you the remainder when you divide one number by another. So n%i equals 0 is basically asking, does I divide n perfectly with no remainder? If yes, that means n has a divisor other than 1 and itself, which means it's not prime. So on line 14, we set is prime to 0, meaning not prime. And then on line 15, we use break. The break statement simply exits the loop immediately. There's no point in continuing to check other numbers once we've already found a divisor. We know it's not prime, so we stop right there. This is another little optimization that makes the program more efficient. Let me give you a quick example to make this crystal clear. Say the user enters 9. The loop starts with I equal to 2. Does 9 divide by 2 evenly? No, there's a remainder. Next, I becomes 3. Does 9 divide by 3 evenly? Yes, 9 divided by 3 is exactly 3 with no remainder. So right there, we know 9 is not prime. We set is prime to 0 and we break out of the loop. Now, if the user entered 7 instead, the loop would check 2 and 3, neither of which divide 7 evenly, and the loop would finish without changing is prime. So is prime stays at 1, meaning it's prime. Now, moving on to line 20. After the loop is done, we check the flag. If is prime is still 1, we print prime number. Otherwise, on line 22 and 23, we print not a prime number. Clean and simple. And finally, line 25, return 0, just tells the computer the program ran successfully. So let's quickly recap what we've done. We took a number from the user. We first checked if it's less than or equal to 1, because those aren't prime. Then we used a loop to check if any number between 2 and half of our number divides it evenly. If we found even one such divisor, we flagged it as not prime and broke out of the loop early. Otherwise, the number is prime. See how powerful loops can be? With just a few lines of code, we built a program that can check if any number is prime. That's the beauty of programming. combining simple ideas like loops, conditions, and operators to solve real problems. And that brings us to the end of this video, friends. I hope this example helped you understand how loops work in real-world scenarios and gave you a better feel for how C programs are structured. If you enjoyed this tutorial, please hit the like button, share it with a friend who's learning C, and don't forget to subscribe to Webronaq for more beginner-friendly programming tutorials. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Happy coding!